What's up, everybody? This is the D to the L to the N, the DL in sports, and this is the Cashline. Just wanted to jump on here real quick, man, and do this quick NFL Thursday night football and four-game NBA slate. Shout out to the DFS community, the YouTube world, the Twitter world, the Cashline world. Shout out to my dude, the Guru up there, and them sweatshop boys, the Maurice Simmons. I appreciate you, man. I just wanted to say that. Appreciate you and things like that. That's where it all started. Wouldn't be no cash line if it wasn't for the sweatshop. So I appreciate it, man. Really do. So we're going to jump right on in, y'all. First of all, last night had a good night, man. Had a good sweat going on. I was up 7,500 once and then 2,500. End up winning $75. The point guard Cook for Golden State and Bell, the power forward for Golden State, they was both starting. I had them in prime position, starting for the cheap, but it didn't pan out. But everybody else blew. I mean, blew. But it didn't pan out. But that's DFS, y'all. And you live to fight another day. But it was a good sweat last night, and I almost had them. You know what I'm saying? But tonight we got New Orleans at Atlanta, projected for 51.5 points. New Orleans is favored by 1, so it's pretty much a pick 'em. One thing about that, I usually don't like playing these Thursday night games, man, because they're usually trashy. Besides that first week when Kansas City went off and things like that. But this ain't one of them games, y'all. This is New Orleans at Atlanta, and this is a shootout. It's probably the highest projected game of the week. You know what I'm saying? So we can dig into this. I usually don't even talk about the Thursday night game, but we can dig into this. Now, on the New Orleans side, you know who you got. You got Drew Brees. He ain't in that dome, but I still like to play him on the road because if you look at it, a lot of times he's behind. He's losing, so he's still going to throw the ball. He's still going to be throwing that ball. And so you got on the New Orleans side, you got Brees, Ingram, Kamara, Ted Ginn, Coleman, Snead, Michael Thomas. The tight end position right now in New Orleans is terrible. So not really looking at none of them. I love tight ends. I usually run double tight ends in pretty much all my offenses. Gronk, Kelsey, Ertz, and that type of thing. Where if there's a value tight end down there, love doing that. But I usually run that double tight end, man, and it's been working for me. So you got Breeze at 6,700. You already know what it is. But one thing about these Saints, man, and I've been fighting it, is that Ingram and Kamara. The Saints ain't the same old Saints where they just throw the ball the whole game. You know what I mean? They're a very, very balanced team. The running backs has been who's been doing it for them. You know what I mean? And I've been fighting it, and I ain't going to fight it no more. I've been fighting it. I said, no, I'm going to catch Breeze when he throw that 5-touchdown game, and everybody got Kamara and Ingram. And I've been waiting every week, Ingram and Kamara go off. So I'm in. You know what I mean? I can't fight it no more. So you got Ingram and Kamara. What do you need to say about them? Two of the best backs in the league right now. That the Saints thing is rolling, and they ain't had a record like this. Their defense is picked it up a little bit, so they're all in play. You know what I mean? And then you still got Ginn at 5,400. Now Kamara's at 8,400, so that's expensive. And I was thinking about fading him, but I've been fading him, and it's been killing me. So I don't think I'm gonna fade him this time. You got Ingram at 7,700, so they both expensive. They're gonna make you pay for them, but they worth it. And I think with the spotlight on them, no other NFL games on, but this one, I think they're a good play. You know what I mean? Then you got Ted Ginn Jr. at 5,400. He's one of them dudes that can run a kickback or catch a 90-yard bomb. You got Coleman and Snead at 3K, so that's cheap, man. That's cheap money right there. And one of them gonna get in the end zone. I don't know which one, but one of them gonna get in the end zone tonight. You know what I mean? And then you got Michael Thomas. He's probably the one that I will fade. He's the most expensive. And if I'm going up and getting Kamara and Ingram, probably not going to be able to play him. But I don't blame you for you playing him because that train can get rolling at any time. And Breeze can throw one of them big touchdowns. Not really touching either one of the defenses from this game because I think both offenses is capable of scoring. And then when you get into that Sunday night, the Sunday games and the Monday game and things like that, there's going to be plenty of defenses, plenty of monster defenses you can take. So you ain't got to really take no defense out of this game and risk getting blew up on Thursday night and the ticket be dead before Sunday even start. Now, on the Atlanta side of the ball, you got Matt Ryan at 5,400, at 6,400. They've been kind of underwhelming this year, not really living up to expectations. You know that whole Super Bowl hangover, whatever you want to call it, from the last season and the good seasons before that and things like that. But Matt Ryan's always in play. Like I say, the Saints defense has been playing a lot better, so you got to be careful with them. But I still think with them lights shining, man, I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a shootout tonight. You got Coleman at 5K, and you got Devontae Freeman at 5,800. Both playable backs. Now, if I had to pick one, I would probably go Freeman because I think he gets a little more touches. But Coleman gets his touches too. And one thing about Coleman, man, when he comes in that game, he come in to play. He don't come in to play around and block and all that. When Coleman come in that game, he coming he coming to try to do something, and that's for real. And then you know who you got. You got your Julio Jones. It's just a matter of, is he gonna go off tonight because the lights is shining, or is he gonna be that Julio that was there for the first 7-8 weeks that just killed us every week and was killing tickets, and then he caught that hot game and everybody got back on him. So I'm probably gonna have a light exposure to him because I don't really trust him. But I wouldn't blame you. I ain't never gonna tell nobody not to play Julio Jones. On the other side, you got Sanu. Now that's who I like at 5,700 because Julio draws all that coverage, man. The safeties are shading to him. He's going to draw the best corner. And Sanu and Gabriel down there at 3,200. They have good games. Tight end, you got Hooper, who's a good tight end. He can play well, and I wouldn't blame you if you even want to go there. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, this Thursday night game is in play, and they're usually not in play, but it's in play tonight. And I can't see this one coming out of dud. You just got to have the right people. Now, moving on to the NBA, to my wheelhouse. You know what I mean? We're going to jump right into it. The LA Lakers at the 76ers. It's the highest projected game, projected at 219. Philly's favored by 8. You know what I mean? Philly's favored by 8. So this gonna be a good game, y'all. It's gonna be a lot of fantasy in here. Now on LA side, you got Ball, you got Pope, you got Ingram and Kuzma and Nance and Lopez, and you also got Clarkson coming off the bench and Randall and people like that. But from the LA side of the ball, I'm probably looking at Caldwell Pope and maybe a little bit of Clarkson. But other than that, now Ingram can go. At 6,400. Ingram can go. Not really gonna mess with Ball at 6,500. Don't really trust him. Been playing bad on the road, matched up with Simmons and them boys. He could go, but I don't see it. You know what I mean? But he's a sneaky triple double. But I think if he even does get a triple double, it'll still be a low one. You know what I mean? So, but like I say, I don't tell nobody not to play nobody, but I'm just telling you where I'm going. Now on the other side of the ball, you got y'all know who it is, Ben Simmons and Embiid, and that's what it's all about. I mean, you got Redick at 5,200, you got Covington at 6,300, who can be viable plays, especially in the highest projected game. They can be viable plays, but I'm probably gonna stick with Embiid and Simmons and keep it moving. I'm gonna keep it simple as possible. Now we got to keep word out. We got to keep lookout for if McConnell's gonna play or not, because if McConnell don't play, that's gonna put Cabaret and Bayless in play. You know what I mean? But ain't quite got that news yet. So we're going to have to wait to get that news and things like that. But that's pretty much where I'm on that Philly game is Caldwell Pope, Clarkson, Embiid, and Simmons. Now you got to remember, Lopez is only at 4,400. That's probably the cheapest he's been in a long time. But I can't do it. I can't do that Brolo thing, man. But I don't blame you if you do, because that's a cheap price. But he ain't getting the minutes. And Luke Walton is messing with that rotation so much that it's a scary thing to try to pick. Moving on to that next game is Washington at Phoenix, projected for 213 points. Washington's favored by 7. We all know John Wall's still out, so they got the Tim Frazier. I don't really like him. Don't really like his game style, but he's in a dream matchup. Matched up with that Phoenix team, especially without Devin Booker. So Tim Frazier is in play at 4K. You got Bill at 8,100, who's always in play without Wall. He's always in play. Now he's gonna throw you a dud or two, but if you catch him on that right night, he'll make it up to you. He'll give you that money he owe you. You know what I mean? And then you got Porter at 7K. I love Porter, but don't like him tonight. But at 7K, that's a steep price. But Porter is in play. You can show playing. Now you got Markieff Morris if you want to buy into that revenge narrative and things like that. I think it's been too long, so I'm not into that really. But he does play decently well against Phoenix. You know, that's where he came from and things like that. And 4,700 is not a bad price on you. He probably hit value at least and maybe a little bit above, but I can't see him blowing. But one thing about him, he is possible. He has the possibility of a 40-50 bomb every now and then. And so it's hard to pick it though with him. Down low, you got Gortat. Just don't like the way he been playing. Now he's a viable play, but matched up with Chandler, and I know Phoenix ain't all that and things like that. But Gortat's not really on my radar tonight. You got Oubre coming off the bench, who could be a good play. Now you got to remember him and Josh Jackson was teammates in college, so I think they both gonna have a little bit of extra fight in them tonight to try to show each other up. Y'all know how that is when you're playing against somebody you was on the team with, or the revenge narrative, or however you want to put it. But Oubre, he's in play coming off that bench. Now on the Phoenix side of the ball, this is where the value at, y'all. With Devin Booker out, this is where the value is at, because you got Josh Jackson, who probably gonna be starting the shooting guard for 4,500. You got Ulis at 4,400. You got Mike James coming off of that bench, probably, if not starting, but probably coming off the bench at a good price. But where I'm going at with this Phoenix team is T.J. Warren. T.J. Warren and Josh Jackson. Give it all to me. You know what I mean? That's where I'm going. 4,500 for Josh Jackson and 6,500 for Warren. That's where I'm going at. Because I don't trust Marcus Chris. He's a foul monster. I don't trust him. Every time I play him, he throws a complete dud. So if he go off, he'd just be going off without me. You got Troy Daniels, sneaky pick. He's a pure shooter. That's all he gonna do. He gonna shoot. He gonna shoot. He gonna shoot. He gonna shoot. But if he get hot, he can go. If he get hot, he can go. But I don't really like playing too many players that's just shooting dependent. I need people that's going to get me rebounds and things like that. Now, he's capable of getting a couple steals here and there, but I just don't trust him. But he's at a good price and things like that. Now, you got the pigs down there. You don't know what to do with this coach, with the Phoenix Bigs. You don't know if it's going to be Monroe tonight or Lynn or Chandler. Now, Chandler's supposed to start. So, Chandler's probably the most reliable pick. But you never know how that's going to go with them bigs, man. And if I was going to take anybody, it'd be Chandler, because he's starting. Whoever's starting, that's who I usually take. But the last time, I think it was Monroe that started, and Alice Lamb went off. So it's hard to pick him. And that coach, he plays games like that, man. Instead of just playing the best center. If I was him, I'd do the Twin Towers and have Monroe at power forward and Chandler at the center every game, and have Lynn coming off the bench. That's what I would do, and keep Marcus Chris in the back room somewhere. But y'all know how that go. Next game we're going to talk about is OKC at Brooklyn, projected for 215 points. OKC is favored by 6.5. Paul George is out, so that opens it up. Well, we was already looking at Westbrook at 12K, like, I don't know, because that's what I was doing. I was debating. I was like, man, I think I'm going to fade him. I'm trying to separate myself from the field, and I'm going to fade him and go get Harden and go get Embiid or Simmons and something. That was my plan. But once Paul George was ruled out, that ruled all that out. I'm all over him now. And on a 4-game slate, you can miss that boat on if you want to, but I'm not going to miss it. You got Andre Roberson at 3,600. Carmelo Anthony, 6,500. He is in play. I wasn't going to mess with him, but with Paul George out, he is in play now. And that's a good price on him. That's a good price on him now. You know what I mean? He got a good price now. Because they was counting on Paul George playing, or he would have been about 7K, 7,500 if they knew George was out. Now, you got Sam Adams at center at 6,100. Good play. But out of this game, Brooklyn, I just heard, what's his name, got traded. Trevor Booker just got traded. So that's going to put Tyler Zeller and Jared Allen and people like that in play if you want to go that route. And then some good value on that OKC side is going to be Abrinas and Patrick Patterson coming off that bench for some good value. And you can almost stack that whole Brooklyn team for the cheap and go up and get Westbrook and Harden and things like that. And I do that type stuff. It don't always work out, but I do that type stuff. Last game we're going to talk about is Houston at Utah, projected for 209. The Houston is favored by 6.5. You got Chris Paul, James Harden, and that's all I'm going as far as on Houston side of the ball. You got Capella down there, but he's messing with Gobert. Gobert might be on minutes restriction, but I'm not messing with Gobert. I'm just not going to do it. And you got Tucker and Nene coming off the bench, but that ain't been like it was. You could play them boys if somebody out, but ain't nobody really out. Utah side of the ball, you got Rubio, Mitchell, Ingles, Favors, Gobert. Gobert probably on a minutes restriction. And you got Jerebko. Hood is out, so Burks is in play, but not going to really mess with him unless Neto's out too. He threw a dud on us last time. He got us all brung in, and then he threw a dud. But I just wanted to jump on here with y'all, man, and do this quick slate real quick and wish y'all luck. And shout out to my boy, the Guru, and everything. Appreciate everything you did for me. Shout out to the Cashline dudes, EP, and everybody, man. I appreciate y'all. And y'all know what it is, man. Cashline. Let's go get this money, y'all.